You probably think your cat is just being creepy when it sits there in the dark, silently staring at you while you sleep. But what if I told you that stare might be one of the most meaningful things your cat ever does for you? What if, instead of something eerie, it's actually something deeply emotional, instinctive, and even protective? Most people completely misunderstand this behavior, and once you truly understand it, you may never look at your cat the same way again. Picture this for a moment. Your room is quiet, the lights are off, and your breathing slows as you drift into sleep. You're unaware of everything around you, but your cat is fully awake. Its eyes, designed to see in the dimmest light, are fixed on you, not blinking much, not moving, just watching. It feels almost unnatural when you catch it doing this, like you're being observed, judged, maybe even haunted. But the truth is far more complex and, surprisingly, far more comforting. Cats are not just independent, emotionless creatures like many people assume. In fact, they are deeply aware of their environment, especially when it comes to the beings they trust. When your cat stares at you while you sleep, it's entering a state of quiet vigilance. You see, in the wild, sleep is the most vulnerable state any animal can be in predators' attack. When their prey is unaware, even domesticated cats still carry that ancient instinct inside them. And here's the twist: your cat doesn't see you as separate from its world. It sees you as part of its social group, its territory, its safety circle. So when you're asleep, completely defenseless, your cat's brain switches into a protective mode. It watches you the way it would watch over its own kind. That stare is not emptiness, it's awareness. It's presence. It's your cat making sure everything is okay. But there's another layer to this behavior that goes even deeper. Cats don't just observe for danger, they also observe for connection. While you sleep, your breathing changes. Your scent subtly shifts, your body relaxes in a way that is completely different from when you're awake. To a cat, these changes are fascinating. They are signals. Your cat is trying to understand you in a state where your guard is down, where you're most natural. Think about it. During the day, you're busy, distracted, moving constantly. Your cat gets pieces of your attention. But at night, when you're still, when the world is quiet, your cat finally has uninterrupted time with you. That stare becomes a moment of silent bonding. It's almost like your cat is studying you, memorizing you, making sense of your rhythms. And then there's something even more emotional. Something that many people don't realize. Cats can form deep attachments, even if they don't show it in obvious ways like dogs do. When a cat trusts you, truly trusts you, it allows itself to be vulnerable around you. But trust is a two-way street. When you sleep in front of your cat, you are also showing vulnerability. You are exposing yourself in the most defenseless state possible. Your cat recognizes this, even if it's not conscious in the way humans think. That's why some cats feel a sense of responsibility in those moments. They watch you because, in their world, watching means caring. Watching means staying alert so you don't have to. It's a quiet form of companionship that doesn't need noise or movement. Of course, not every stare is about protection or bonding. Sometimes it's much simpler and a little more selfish. Cats are creatures of habit. They have internal clocks that are surprisingly precise. If your cat knows that you usually wake up at a certain time, it might start watching you as that time approaches. It's waiting, anticipating, maybe even willing you to wake up faster. Because in your cat's mind, your waking up means food. It means attention. It means the start of its day. So that intense stare you feel in the early morning hours might actually be your cat thinking, any second now, come on, wake up. And if you've ever opened your eyes to find your cat inches away from your face, you know exactly how intense that expectation can feel. There's also the sensory aspect. Cats rely heavily on sight and subtle movement. Even while you sleep, your body isn't completely still. Your chest rises and falls. Your fingers twitch. Your eyes move beneath your eyelids. To a cat, these small movements are incredibly interesting. They trigger curiosity. Your cat might be staring simply because it's observing these tiny changes, trying to understand them. And sometimes your cat is staring because it senses something you don't. Cats have heightened hearing and awareness. They can detect sounds and movements that are completely invisible to you. So while you're sleeping peacefully, your cat might be listening to something outside, watching a shadow shift, or reacting to a distant noise. And in doing so, it keeps one eye on you as well, almost like it's checking in. What's fascinating is how this behavior can actually reflect your relationship with your cat. A cat that feels unsafe or disconnected is less likely to stay near you while you sleep. It might choose a distant corner, a hidden space, somewhere it feels more secure. But a cat that chooses to sit close to you, watching you, staying in your presence, that's a cat that feels a deep sense of comfort with you. In a strange way, that silent stare becomes a sign of trust. It means your cat doesn't feel the need to hide. It means your presence is calming, not threatening. And even though the stare can feel unsettling, especially in the dark, it's actually one of the most honest expressions of your cat's instinctual behavior. But let's talk about the emotional side for a moment, because this is where it really becomes powerful. Humans often crave connection, especially in quiet, unguarded moments. We think our pets don't notice us unless we're actively interacting with them. But your cat notices you even when you're completely still, completely unaware that there's something almost poetic about that. While the world sleeps, your cat is there, watching, present, existing in the same space as you without needing anything in return at that moment. It's not asking for food. It's not demanding attention. It's just there. And in its own way, that's a form of companionship that doesn't need words. So the next time you wake up in the middle of the night and see those glowing eyes staring back at you, try to pause before feeling uneasy. Try to see it differently. That stare might be curiosity. It might be instinct. It might be a silent check to make sure you're okay. Or it might simply be your cat sharing a quiet moment with you, one that you weren't even aware of. And maybe, just maybe, it's your cat's way of saying that even when you're not conscious, even when you're not interacting, you still matter in its world. Animals don't express love the way humans do. They don't use words or dramatic gestures. Their language is subtle, often misunderstood, hidden in behaviors that seem ordinary or even strange. But once you start to understand that language, everything changes. That stare stops being creepy and starts becoming meaningful. It becomes a reminder that connection doesn't always look the way we expect it to. Sometimes it's quiet. Sometimes it's still. Sometimes it's just a pair of eyes watching over you in the dark. So tonight, when you go to sleep, remember this. You might not be alone in the way you think. There might be a small, silent guardian nearby, observing the rhythm of your breath, existing in the same moment as you, in a way that's both ancient and deeply personal. And if this made you see your cat a little differently, take a second to appreciate them the next time you're awake. Maybe give them a gentle look back, a slow blink, a quiet acknowledgement, because in their world, that matters more than you realize. If you've ever caught your cat staring at you while you sleep, I'd love to hear about it. Tell me your cat's name and what they do in those quiet moments. And if you want to understand more of these hidden behaviors that our pets show every day, make sure you like this video and subscribe, because there's so much more to discover about the silent ways animals connect with us.